Go ahead.
I said, let me go ahead and share the link real fast.
Good idea. If you would, please do that. And then let me know when you're good to go.
Will do.
I need to remember this.
I need healing.
Yeah, actually, how'd you know? I'll have a chat open up just as well as two. Go to dashboard. Alright. Are you good?
Yep.
Alright. What's going on, everybody? It's Derrick.
And it's Doug. What's up?
We're doing this a little differently today.
Yeah.
Normally we record these and don't stream them, or we didn't stream them.
Yeah.
But today decided
Cough!
decided to stream it today, because I've been doing a lot more streaming.
Yes. Yes, you have.
And, wanted to kind of just hang out and chat. Since I've been doing more streaming, thought it would be kind of cool to, well, do more streaming.
Yeah. I mean, plus the fact that, we occasionally get to chat and do podcasts like that. Sometimes they're more, whatchamacall, formal, formatted.
Okay.
So, just thought, play some Skyrim, chat, see, kind of just catch up.
Yeah, because it's been a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, what have you been up to?
I got my phone finally.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. Still haven't got my new glasses yet.
Oh.
And by that I mean I still haven't set an appointment. Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, it sounds so.
Yeah. Playing Xenoblade. Other than that, not much of anything.
Hey, are you right up on the mic?
Was. What? What's up?
Like, you might want to back up off of it just a little bit. It's actually kind of loud.
Alright, how does this sound now?
Well, when you're done banging around on the mic, it'll sound great, I'm sure.
How's this sound?
A lot better. I don't know what you were doing, but it was like it was right up close to it, and you were yelling into it.
Yeah, I moved the mic and forgot to move it back. Hence the knocking over the bottle.
Nice.
Yeah, what have you been up to this week?
Streaming a lot. Other than that, nothing really. Work. I have a meeting on Monday for.
Didn't you have an?
Go ahead.
Didn't you have an interview the other day?
Yeah, haven't heard back about it. But I have a meeting about a volunteer opportunity.
Nice.
To do media for a veterans group at work.
Nice.
Yeah. The event won't be till like August, so
yeah,
I really can't complain.
No. Let's see. So this week I was followed by someone on Twitter who does like speedrunning Olympics.
Okay.
And so I messaged them, and I might start working with them, and it's in North Dakota. So for the big event, I may see about going up there.
Nice. How long?
It'll be about a week.
Oh, not bad then.
No.
See about getting like a what? It's not Uber. What is it for? Like houses.
Airbnb.
Airbnb. That's the word. I was like, I know there's a word. Hey, I discovered Orphan Rock. By the way, I'm playing Skyrim while we chat.
You haven't really played a lot of Skyrim, have you?
Not a ton. I had it on Xbox, but I can't find the disc.
Right on.
So now I'm just playing it on PC.
Nice.
Yeah. So we've just been kind of hanging around playing it. Not playing it a lot. Just.
So you remember last week when I said I've got the Bowser amiibo to get all the purple coins?
Yeah.
I have all the purple coins.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So now what are you looking to get?
I collected all the music. I have all the captures. I have pretty much everything but stars. Well, moons.
Oh.
So now I'm working on, like, I have the Cap Kingdom and, like, a few different kingdoms fully completed except for the Koopa races.
Yeah, the Koopa races are total BS.
Yeah. So, like, I have Bowser's Kingdom fully done except for the Koopa races. Like, I have very few kingdoms left. And I don't do, like, racing anything. So, like, in the Snow Kingdom, there's the snowballing.
Oh, okay.
The little bouncy races, and I'm not doing those either.
Those aren't bad. Those aren't as bad as the Koopa races.
See, I just don't like anything time trial.
Fair enough.
Because, like, I'm playing my game to relax. That, and I've been playing Xenoblade, so.
How is that?
I would highly recommend Xenoblade.
Nice. How much was it? I assume, like, GameStop?
GameStop? It was like $50, $60.
See, if I'm going to spend $50-$60, I might as well go buy God of War.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go pick up God of War tomorrow, because I have it pre-ordered.
Why don't you go pick it up this afternoon?
Thunder.
Is it that bad?
Being as I live close to the college campus.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm not doing anything today.
Nah, yeah, same here. I think the biggest thing I'll go do is go pick up the wife, go, maybe go get food at Taco Bell.
Nice.
That sort of thing. Scare my cat away from chewing on stuff. That about it.
Nice.
Yeah. So, what do we have on the YouTube roundup for the day?
Let me actually pull that up.
Aha! If I remember correctly, it was like Lord of the Rings and Avengers style.
Yeah, it was Lord of the Rings in the Avengers style. Basically, this guy edited the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Nice.
And to make it look like a trailer, but it was done in the style of, like, Infinity War.
I am super looking forward to Infinity War, and I love Lord of the Rings, so I can appreciate both of these on a near spiritual level.
Yes, I'm going to go see Infinity War opening weekend.
Lucky. I didn't get my tickets in time.
I need to order my tickets for Deadpool.
Dude, that movie's gonna be good.
Yeah, it is.
I've seen all the trailers for it, and I'm like, yes. And Kevin.
Peter.
What? Oh, Peter. I'm sorry. Kevin was something else.
Yeah. Oh, big news. I know I was being made fun of a whole lot the other week, but I started watching The Office.
Good, good. How do you like it?
I love it. In like a night, I powered through season 1, which is 6 episodes, so 3 hours. And then half of season 2.
Nice. Season 1 is, it's good. I like it. It's just not as funny as, like, some of the other Michael Scott seasons.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, after Michael Scott leaves, you can probably stop watching.
See, here's my thing. Like, I heard that, but it's like, I'm gonna watch it. Because I'm like, what is it, season 8 or something like that? Where he leaves?
No, it's like season 5.
Oh.
They try to do it for, like, another 3 seasons or so.
Oh.
It's just not nearly as good. Like, it's watchable, but it's like, you're better off just going to watch Parks and Rec.
So I think Parks and Rec is going to be the next one.
Good. You should watch Parks and Rec, absolutely.
It was just one of those, like, I never watched it. Didn't really... It's not that I didn't care to, it's just... It came out in 2005.
Yeah.
And we moved in 2006. And for the longest time, didn't have, like, cable access.
Yeah. So it just was like, eh.
Yeah.
And then in college, it was like, oh, let's watch The Office. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was, one, busy, two. It was just, I didn't have a TV till, like, the last 2 years.
For me, it wasn't like I'm busy. It was like I don't really care. I've not watched any of The Office, so I don't really care to watch The Office. So that was my issue.
Yeah, but I love it.
Yeah, I'm that way about Parks and Rec. I would rather if you had like one show to watch before you died, I'd be like Parks and Rec over
The Office?
The Office. Yep.
Really?
Because Parks and Rec is better longer. If that
Right.
makes sense. And like all of the characters are clearly they're made to be main characters. Whereas in The Office, Jim Halpert is pretty much the de facto
Main character.
main character. So it's like, okay. Jim and Pam.
Pam?
Yeah, it took me, I don't know why it took me a second to process the name, but yeah, it's like they're clearly the de facto main characters, as it were. So I was like, okay. Whereas in Parks and Rec, it's like everyone is the main character on a level.
Yeah.
They're given their chance to shine.
I dig it. It's just, like I said, hadn't watched it, but I'm watching it now.
Do it. It's worth it.
So, have you watched Lost in Space yet?
I have. 7 episodes in.
Nice. How do you like it?
It's alright. I can't really complain.
Is it better or worse than Altered Carbon?
I need to watch more of Altered Carbon. I hear the further you get in Altered Carbon, the better it is.
Yes, as I've watched all but like 2 episodes.
Like the first
Altered Carbon.
The first episode, I mean, it's all right. The second episode, it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's more adult, definitely, but it's weird because it has like Rick Flag from Oscar-winning Suicide Squad in it.
That's who that is. Is that the main character?
Yep.
Huh.
Takeshi Kovacs.
That's specifically a lot of knowledge you have there about.
I'm reading the book too.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't read the books or anything like that at all. So
see, being as I'm going through like a media class at work, and by doing that I mean, it's
a requirement.
Or not a requirement. I was actually asked if I want to do it. And I do want to do it. It's just like we're doing things that I've already done before. So it's like I kind of know this, but it's still good to go back over through some things because even some things I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
You didn't know, yeah.
Yeah, but on the whole, it's like being pistol whipped with boredom.
That is a specific way to describe that.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you've had classes at work like that where you're just like, I want to do this, but this, like, come on. But you're so used to just being fast-paced on everything that's just like, we could do this all in, like, 2 weeks.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, this video you were talking about of the Avengers in... No, not Avengers, in Lord of the Rings style. Lord of the Rings in Avengers style. Yeah. I really wish that I could get good at editing like that. Like,
right?
I do very pragmatic edit, like, okay, whatever, like, it works. But there are some people who can make artistic edits like that, and I'm like, huh, I guess it is Avengers style. I would not have been able to make that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wish I could. Maybe one
Me
day,
too.
but not right now. But at the same time, I was like, I don't have time to do that.
Definitely. You also see that Super Troopers 2 came out this week.
Yeah, yesterday, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Real nice.
Real nice, yeah. My fiance wants to go see it.
I never seen Super Troopers 1.
I mean, I've watched bits and pieces. It's okay. It's funny. I like it, but it was one of those things that I didn't like watch it when it came out.
Ah, got it.
It's kind of like Zoolander. I think Zoolander's funny, It's great. I would watch it again if someone's like, "Hey, let's watch Zoolander," or turned it on and had nothing else to do. But like, it's not ingrained in me. Kind of like Space Jam.
I've never seen Space Jam.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, Space Jam's great." I watched Space Jam at like 23, and it's like, no,
It's
like it's good, but it's not.
the
It's not an ingrained part of my childhood.
the graphics hold up though for Space Jam, don't they?
I haven't watched it in quite a while.
Because I feel like they did, because it was like, well, that was the first time really that live action and animated was together.
Roger Rabbit.
Oh, you know what? You are 100% correct on that. That absolutely wasn't it?
Yep.
My bad. I would like to state for the record, I am an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about.
We know.
Thanks.
We know.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I wish I did know, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, other than that, what else you got?
We don't have anything else on the YouTube Roundup because, like, when we've done more of our formatted things, it's just one of those, we kind of meander about one video, kind of like we did today. So we only had one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've won.
So what do you think's gonna they've already kind of had the Hollywood premiere of Avengers. What do you think's gonna happen in the movie?
Can we actually?
What are your predictions?
I was like, can we actually talk about something else before? And I know you can 100% get behind on this.
What's up?
They show too much in trailers nowadays.
Yes.
I didn't think about it till you said something, but the Jurassic World trailer, another one came out.
Yes. They showed too much.
I didn't really think about it until you said that, but I was like, yeah, I kind of agree there. They showed way too much.
Here's a sad part. Sony's Venom movie shows Venom, the titular character, way less than Jurassic World shows the main villain and the main surprise.
Which, I mean, surprise, it's a dinosaur, but at the same time, it's also like, I mean, you didn't have to lay it out for us like that, I guess, but
when Sony movies can make a better trailer that gives more mystery and just like, ooh, I wonder what's gonna happen.
There was a new Venom trailer out recently, wasn't there?
No, that was a fake trailer. Yeah.
I seen something like Venom trailer, and I was like, I should probably watch this later. I think it was happening right before I started streaming or something. It was for some reason I wasn't able to watch it immediately.
But I mean, when Sony Entertainment can say, "Oh, hey, here's a trailer for Venom," and it looks way more interesting than dinosaurs, that's a little bit sad.
Oh, I'll 100% agree with you on that one. Make dinosaurs
really?
awesome. Well, the thing is the dinosaurs weren't not awesome in this trailer. I'm super still looking forward to this movie.
Oh yeah.
Because it looks like they're mixing. For those who have seen the trailer, and I guess those who haven't, but it looks like they're mixing a T-Rex and a Velociraptor.
Yeah.
Or a T-Rex and a Spinosaurus, as it was called. And I don't know the official name.
Yeah.
But, which I believe the raptors are technically, their design is closer to an Archaeoraptor or something.
Something similar to that, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I see this and I know that's going to be the bad guy. But in a weird way, the Jurassic Park movies are much like what the Jurassic Park movies talk about.
Yeah.
In that, in Jurassic Park, they're like, kids nowadays, they're not scared by, these things. We need to have scarier dinosaurs.
Make dinosaurs great again.
Yeah, they're like, we want these dinosaurs to be scary. It's like, they have to keep continually topping themselves on everything. So it's we have to make a... So the first one was, oh, that's a T-Rex. and I guess Velociraptors on a level, but mostly T-Rex.
Yeah.
With Lost World #2, it was Velociraptors and wasn't there a big healthy dose of pterodactyls? Or is that 3 I'm thinking of?
That's 3.
And so there's that. And then in Jurassic World, it was, there's an Indominus Rex, which is a hybrid T-Rex.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool. Now this is like, okay, you know what's scarier than a T-Rex and a Velociraptor? If you put them together! And it's like, you're not wrong. I have concerns.
It kind of does open the door to do something like, someone had theorized that it's going to be human dinosaur hybrids. And that's, I'm okay with.
I agree, but that is also really, like, terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is going to be weird.
But, I mean, you could easily do that, because now we're just kind of getting into the era of...
But then it's no longer Jurassic Park. It's like, I feel like they've had a movie like that before, where it was like human dinosaur hybrids. I think it was like Future Soldier or something. It was a weird offshoot movie. I feel like with Jean-Claude Van Damme, actually.
I mean, they could easily do that, being as they've kind of hit that territory now. Where it's like, we're going to cross together a...
But then it's no longer Jurassic Park. It's something else, which I don't mind, but it's like...
Well, I believe it's in the books that they talk about doing experiments like that.
Really? Okay. Then never mind.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
I mean, so there's precedence that it could happen, and it would be... you could easily do this whole, like, you know, which is going to be better, science or...
Nature.
Like, nature.
Yeah. I get that. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this, but
it's not fun.
a little bit. It's like, oh, okay. I guess. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So anyway, we were gonna go talk about something. The Avengers.
Yeah.
What do I think is gonna happen, you asked?
Yeah, who do you think's gonna die? Is there going to be unnamed, like, a hero that they never announced in there?
Ant-Man will be in there.
They've already kind of announced that.
I think he was actually in one of the trailers.
Yeah.
Do you know where?
He could be anywhere. He could shrink down to any size.
I think he's actually visible.
Really?
There's a scene, and this is, I haven't actually went and looked, but I've heard tell of it. There is a clip where he's riding on the wings of the Falcon.
Really?
Yes. I heard that and I was like, I'm totally down for this.
Well, man, I'm down for it. Like, but do you think there's going to be heroes that they haven't mentioned before? Like, not mentioned?
Well, let's talk about who could possibly be in it. Because let's be honest, like, at this point, there's no heroes that they've had a film about or even been in, basically, who they've been in a film that have yet to be showed.
They could always bring in Miss Marvel, because they've started filming that.
I think that'll be an after credit scene.
Well, you do know that Infinity War is broken into 2 movies, correct?
I still think it'll be the second half of it. I think they'll after credit scene it, because Miss Marvel will come in, because Cap is going to die.
You think Cap's going to die?
100%.
Here's my theory. Cap will not die. He will become Nomad and not Captain America anymore. But I think at the end of Infinity War, there's going to be some big clash, and it's going to be Cap, Iron Man, Vision, possibly, and like a few different heroes. They're going to go into this clash, and then giant explosion, and you just see bodies fly off of them. And then it's going to end, so you don't know who dies.
I have a better thought.
Okay.
You see that somebody dies, or they mention that they're going to a funeral, but they never tell you whose. You just see them like carrying a body, and then it ends. Doesn't
I
tell,
don't know, because
doesn't tell you who died, because it's a giant funeral for somebody that was a hero. So they're gonna have all these people there. They're gonna have all of the people.
yeah, but Thanos isn't going to give you time to have a funeral.
Oh, I think Thanos will actually be partially defeated, but then
He'll just retreat back to his ship.
yeah, like he'll leave, because I think that there's some, because I've seen bits and pieces where they're actually like on a different planet.
My theory is this isn't the real Thanos.
Okay.
It explains his difference looking from the end of Avengers to now. I think this is a Super Skrull.
I think that will make too many people mad. Honestly.
Yeah. Here's what you do. Have the Super Skrull come down. He has abilities like the Infinity Gauntlet, but he's like super kind of weaker.
But they don't know it.
They don't know it, so they think Thanos is really easy. Thanos comes down and just like slaps the Super Skrull into the oblivion and says, "You are imitating true power." Backhands him with the Infinity Gauntlet and gives that display of like just pure power where he just zaps him out of existence.
Okay.
Thanos is his followers, the followers of Thanos, are going to pretty much laugh at how insignificant the Super Skrull was. And the giant towers that crash in like Wakanda and places like that, those are actually Skrull ships.
Ooh, I like it.
So we can kind of set up the Skrull as the next big bad guys, but then still get Thanos.
I like that a lot, actually.
Because if you look at pictures of the Skrull and you look at Thanos from Infinity War, they have the same kind of chins.
Did Thanos from the end of, what was it, Avengers? When they first introduced Thanos?
I'm looking that up. Thanos from Avengers. He did not have that weird chin.
So that could be a hint?
Yeah.
It could be a big hint that that's not actually Thanos. Like you said. Which I think that would be actually really cool. They're struggling with the Skrull, and they're like,
Thanos comes down, just like backhands the Skrull, and just like, no.
But then, how do you show that they need to? Basically, how do they get better? Basically, because when is the next Infinity War movie supposed to come out?
It's supposed to be the year after. So 2019. So what's going to happen is, like halfway through the film, they're struggling against Thanos, the Super Skrull that's disguised as Thanos. Thanos zaps down, backhands the Super Skrull, and then starts stomping on the heroes. It ends with a ship crashing down, and that's Miss Marvel.
I like it.
So it sets up your next villains, and Miss Marvel is her main villain is Skrull. So you can introduce Miss Marvel, who's chasing after the Super Skrull. You can
I like
do
this.
all this.
I actually really like this theory because it works. Because after Infinity War, they're gonna need to introduce something.
A new overarching villain.
It would be interesting if the Skrull looks like Thanos, because then it shows that the Skrull actually can shapeshift.
Yeah, I mean, the Skrull can.
Well, I mean, they need to demonstrate that, so then it becomes someone could be Skrull already.
Oh, I mean, even if they just say, not have any of the heroes nearby, but the Super Skrull could, issues orders to, take someone's place. Or it just basically says infiltrate them. And then you can pick any of your main characters, main heroes, and basically have him off in the shadows, and just basically says, yes, sir. And you see the shadows morph into, a Captain America. And you just have Chris Evans going, yes, sir.
I actually really like that. Because
then,
absolutely shows a lot.
It shows, but doesn't show anything. Because the heroes don't know that.
True. I like it.
And then you can have them struggle with the Super Skrull. And then you can introduce more of the galactic Marvel, if that makes sense. From, just Marvel heroes that are not from Earth.
Yeah.
Because we already have the Guardians of the Galaxy. Then we could have a Nova Corps movie.
Ooh, I like that idea.
And then just have we can have different groups. And then just say, okay, we don't need to have another Avengers movie because we know that even if Tony Stark does not die, if Iron Man doesn't die, he's just going to say, I have had my time. I am too, quote-unquote, damaged. I need someone else to lead the Avengers.
Who would you then have lead the Avengers?
I don't know. But here's the great part. This is where, at the end of this phase, theoretically, if everything was all good, we could start introducing X-Men characters into the canon.
I'm always all for introducing X-Men characters.
And then we can, because, I don't know, then we could do that, and then reintroduce Fantastic Four.
I was like, I've heard rumors that they're going to actually be doing X-Men something. Here's how I would
do a Fantastic Four movie. I wouldn't do a Fantastic Four movie. I would make a Defenders movie with Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, all them, and then have the Fantastic Four show up.
I like it.
And then literally just say, oh, you're handling this? Great. And then that's their introduction, that the Fantastic Four exist in this world.
I think they need to start kind of slowly start kind of phasing in the idea that they exist. Like, maybe we have Richards Enterprise. Something that kind of points, hey, Reed Richards actually exists in this one. Because I believe it was Reed Richards and Hank Pym who did
the original
Ultron. So
here's how I would do it.
Okay.
Basically, when Miss Marvel's ship comes through, basically someone just rolls her eyes and goes, Reed.
Backhanded,
because
I like it.
It's backhanded. It already implies that the powers, that they've already got their powers. Okay. And it implies why they're not concerned about a space anomaly.
A better idea, bouncing off yours, is they detect, basically when Miss Marvel comes through, and I don't know her actual name, comes through, it makes a spatial anomaly, which then they go up and explore. That brings forth their powers.
No, I would say Not in the comic books, but we can ignore comic books for right now.
Yeah.
But just say they already have their powers. We don't need another origin story. They're already established. Doctor Doom's already the bad guy. We don't honestly need to keep doing it.
No.
Of these stories.
A better way would be like almost an after credits thing, where it's like, oh, okay, hey, send up the scientists.
At the end of the second Avengers film, at the end of Infinity War 2, just Reed Richards, like, Tony Stark bumps into Reed Richards just like, and where were you?
Or even like, hey, like have someone step aside and go, hey, there was a problem with the scientists we sent up. And that's it.
But see, if we just say they already have powers, we don't need to explain it.
No, what I'm saying is like, put that in an after credits. Hey, something happened to the ship that we sent up to research the spatial anomaly.
No, because
Boom!
then it's
that way it sets it up. It shows, hey, we sent somebody up there. There's a problem, and guess what? We've already basically set it up.
Now, I'd say you want them to have their powers by a good year, so that way they're not new. We don't have to go through Johnny Storm and the Thing griping at each other.
Well, I think do away with that. Like, if you. Even if they're brand new with their powers, I think that would actually be something really cool to see them learning to use their powers up against someone so ferocious. So they're basically going all out.
You got to think late game Marvel. We don't need any more origin stories. Like, we didn't get an origin story for Spider-Man. That was just a thing. We didn't get an origin story for the Guardians of the Galaxy. That was just a thing. Like, we are not doing backstories anymore because we're in the late game of Marvel films. We can introduce the Fantastic Four as having powers by already a year, and we're just going to accept that.
I like it.
Because then we don't have to sit through another origin story. We don't have to sit there and watch, Johnny Storm and the Thing gripe at each other. And as fun as their relationship is, it's not fun to watch.
Yeah, and they've always been about, like, the family dynamic.
Yeah.
I
mean, and I think if you introduce that as them already having power, Doctor Doom is already his own set villain, and then we can kind of introduce more villains to the story, that'd be great.
I like it a lot, actually. That could actually really work.
Because then it's exciting. They already have their own thing. You don't need to watch them learn their powers. They just have powers. It's kind of like, do you remember the very beginning, the very first X-Men movie, when everyone already had their powers and it just felt like you were watching a team?
Yeah.
That was exciting, especially when they go up to Staten Island and it's like, oh yeah, that's awesome. It's Liberty Island. Liberty Island. My apologies.
Yeah.
Because then you can just say, okay, they're already done. They already have powers. We don't need more origin stories. It's boring.
Yeah, origin stories are boring. I'll 100% agree.
And I think we need to have our villain movie, where it's not about the hero, it's about the villain.
They could have done that, and I think they could have done that really well with actually Thanos.
Now, Thanos has been hinted since Avengers. You got to have someone who's not been ever announced. Like, if Venom were in the MCU, that would be great because you could do a Venom movie.
True.
Because Venom, there's an entire planet of symbiotes.
Okay, then if you were to pick a enemy for them to do a movie about, who would you pick?
Let's see. I might not actually do a single villain. I might do someone like Spider-Man's gallery of villains.
What is their name? They're
not the Rogues.
Sinister Six.
Sinister Six. Sinister Six movie, they already have their powers. They're already set up. They're already causing Spider-Man some grief. And make the movie about them.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Them fighting like Carnage. Spider-Man's out of commission. We don't need to wonder where Spider-Man's at. They're just fighting Carnage.
That would be interesting. I don't know how I feel about introducing Carnage. Carnage needs to be done by the same studio who does Deadpool. Because Carnage needs to be R-rated.
Yes.
You can't do Carnage PG-13. No, stop that.
That's what I'm saying. Do a villains movie that is R-rated.
Oh, no. No, don't do R-rated like Vulture and stuff. No, that's terrible. That's not a good idea.
But they're not R-rated. It's Carnage. It's not R-rated for like language and things like that. It is R-rated for like the pure brutality of Carnage.
See, that's why I think it should be Carnage should be separate. Because I feel like they are not. They're bad guys, but they're not. Evil,
but here's how you
unadulterated evil.
Here's how you could do that. Spider-Man gets hurt, so Carnage is going to destroy everything. You could make it clearly it's R-rated, and then literally it is because Spider-Man is the family hero. The villains are not. They're villains. So yeah, they're not evil, but they're going to do what they have to do in order to stop Carnage. Things that Spider-Man could never do.
Well, I say that because it's like all of them were something like what Vulture was a scientist, so was what's his name? The Doc Ock.
Right. Yeah.
The Rhino was a criminal. I think he was like a petty thug.
Yeah.
So like they weren't evil. They weren't like bad guys to begin with. They weren't like hardened true evil.
And that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be R-rated for them. It would be R-rated because of Carnage. Carnage is killing people. Carnage is ripping people's heads off. They're not.
Maybe I don't know. I feel like if
you can see that they're more adult, and not like adult like you think adult, but just like they're more mature, but they're not doing super villainous things. They are still looking out for the people. They're still doing all these things, but they're trying to stop Carnage. And Carnage does not care. He's bringing, buildings down on people. He's, actually killing people. And even the villains react to like, whoa. And they even mention some of the fact of the kid would never be able to handle this. They're referring to Spider-Man. Because as much as he's their bad guy, he's their foil, he's still a kid. And to someone like Sandman or the Vulture, he's still a kid, the same age as his daughter. He could never handle that.
Is there ever a comic series where they're not evil?
Well, you don't have to make them, mustache twirling evil.
No, I mean, let me actually rephrase that question. Like, is there any arc where they're more in tune with like Suicide Squad, of like actual Suicide Squad? Like,
I'm not 100% sure, but then you could like have it so that way Spider-Man's on the same kind of friendship relationship level with them as like Thor is with Loki. You've tried to kill me multiple times. You in fact almost got New York nuked, but you know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna hang. We're okay.
Yeah. Joe says, I'm kind of happy I can actually hear Doug this time. Yeah, we're actually doing kind of a live chat podcast thing.
Yeah.
Sam wasn't able to be on today, and we were like, hey, let's do something a little different, because part of what we're actually going to be talking about is streaming. So it's like, it seemed applicable.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, I think if they did that and made it darker, you don't have to necessarily go with more mature, where it's like Deadpool dropping the F-bomb,
right.
but it allows there to be more brutality.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it, but at the same time, I'm also like,
It's kind of like how videos, like the original Halo is rated M for mature. It's not mature, but it's rated mature, so it can get away with a little bit more, but it doesn't have to go against that limit.
yeah, it
It
doesn't.
doesn't have to push the edge.
Right, it can be a soft mature. I get you.
Yeah,
Because yeah, we need Carnage to be like, he not like mustachely twirling evil. Like he's just psychotic, scary evil.
he's a force of nature, pretty much.
He's pure carnality.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe says, sorry she couldn't listen sooner to be involved in the conversation. You're here now. You can join the conversation. We're talking about Avengers, and well, kind of Marvel in general.
Going from here because they're about to close their
What, phase 3?
phase 3, 4, something like that, and we know that Black Panther's not gonna die. Dude broke so many records at box office. They're not gonna kill the cash cow.
Yeah, he's printing money at this point.
Yeah.
Which I find amazing and awesome.
Yeah, I mean Black Panther was a great movie.
Didn't see it. It was my bad.
I think Thanos is gonna die. We already I don't want to say this, but we've already discussed that. So, but yeah, Thanos is gonna defeated in Infinity War 2. That's my theory.
Yeah, and we have the theory that they're going to be introducing the Skrull, which I think that's a really good, solid theory. I don't think that that's actually stretching.
No, it's not stretching for Marvel because I mean they've talked that they want to introduce the Skrull.
She wasn't sure which villain we're talking about. We're actually talking about Carnage, or at least I believe that's what you were thinking we were talking about. Which that's awesome.
Yeah, because there's Carnage, Venom, Anti-Venom, and
Anti-Venom.
Like it's a good version of the symbiote. I'm not sure who the other one is.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Their Venom is not necessarily evil.
No, Venom's evil.
Because at one point, I believe Venom was actually in the Avengers. Because he was actually on... It wasn't on Captain America. It was on somebody. And he was with the Guardians as well.
He's not evil like Carnage. Even he realized, like, whoa, Carnage is evil.
Well, there was also a time when they teamed up. I think that there's been multiple Venoms. Yeah.
Well, plus it depends on which, like, comic universe you're going with.
True.
There's, like, the Ultimates, Secret War. I'm not sure if it's DC or who it is, but, you know who I'd like to see come back?
Who's that?
Spawn.
I believe Spawn is Marvel.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I was like, I better preface that. I want Spawn and I want Blade to come back.
Yes, but at the same time, no. Because Blade requires them to introduce... has to introduce vampires into the series as a whole.
Yeah.
Which, that is a whole different bag of worms. Deadpool. Kind of like Deadpool. I would guess, yeah, Venom, kind of like Deadpool. Venom is not an anti-hero. He's sometimes is not as evil as he is all the time.
Yeah.
There's been a couple times where he's been, air quotes, a good guy.
Yeah. I mean, but I'd like to see the Marvel Universe add something risky like vampires, because they're going to have to break some risks, because they're going to be ending a massive 23 arc.
I got a better question. Could we introduce, like, Marvel, like, you know how, like, DC has DC Dark, where it's, like, the Dark Justice League? Or it's, like, all the magic users? What if they added basically the Marvel equivalent of that?
Like, I mean, we've kind of already introduced Doctor Strange.
But what if we had him do more of that sort of thing?
I mean, we definitely could, but at this point, I don't think it would be out of place to put something in like vampires. Not really.
Fair.
I mean, because we already have basically sorcerers.
True. True. I mean, I agree. I think it would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be really cool because then they could introduce Blade. They could introduce different characters like that. So that way your world kind of expands.
I mean, they could. Who's some of the characters they could? There's a ton of people from Marvel Zombies that you just never see.
Marvel Zombies. Well,
It wasn't good.
I liked Marvel Zombies. It was one of the first books I actually got Kelly.
Nice. I mean, I've read it, but I think you can add characters that aren't typically seen. Like, we're never gonna get. I think on
Namor.
level, I think that we'll never get Namor, and that's okay. I don't know. Actually, here's the question: why do people hate Namor so?
Because they see him as an Aquaman character, and Aquaman, up until recently, has really gotten a lot of flack for being weak and, not cool.
I like Aquaman.
I mean, so do I.
Even before, I like Aquaman.
I think Injustice and Injustice 2 really helped change that, and then Jason Momoa portraying Aquaman, I do think is one of the best things to happen to Aquaman's character.
Oh, 100% agree.
Because, you mean Khal Drogo's gonna be Aquaman? Nah, maybe he isn't so Aquaman-y.
Yeah.
Whereas, previously it's been he talks to fish. Okay, cool. And they don't understand that he's powerful outside of the world.
Yeah, they don't see why he's considered to be powerful. It's like, well...
Yeah, and I think that Injustice really helped. I'd really like to see DC movies figure out what they're doing. What's the kind of tone they're wanting to go for? I personally wouldn't mind if it stuck with something like Justice League Suicide Squad level of not slapstick and not comedy, but just not grim and dark.
I think if they want to separate themselves, they will go grim and dark. They will go R-rated.
But here's the thing: Superman is the man of. He should never be that grim.
I actually think they could do an arc, and I'd be 100% on board for this. They need to do DC Metal.
Yes.
Morph the current universe into DC Metal, and then we'll get then it'll be better. Because DC Metal, for Joannis, I know she does not know comic books, and DC Metal is very, very niche. It was a small comic series. It was like the Dark Universes, because there's in the multiverse, the Dark Universes try to take over the Light Universes to destroy them.
Yeah.
I think if they done something like that, it would make things 1,000 times better, because you can go super, super dark.
Yeah. You could basically make it Hellraiser.
Yes, because it's basically Hellraiser, yes. It already is a Hellraiser. Especially, the Batman who laughs. You've got so many cool heroes. You've got, instead of Bruce Wayne, it's Bryce Wayne.
Right.
Where it's, if Batman became Aquaman, or a Batman, but Batman is a woman, it's Bryce Wayne.
Yeah.
And it's some people are like, oh, that's jumping the shark. It's hey, look. There, in the DC universes, there's basically 23 universes. It's
something like that.
It's let's have one where,
not all of them are going to be winners.
Basically, it was a cosplayer's dream world. It was gender bent DC characters. Like
Yeah.
Aquaman, it was Aqua Woman, and he was married to he was still married to Murr, or she was married to Murr, who is now a man. It's like
Yeah.
everybody was opposite of what they were. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, this is not a bad thing. Like, chill
See,
out.
I like Marvel movies, but I love DC comics.
Oh yeah, DC Comics, 'cause they do different things, and not like, but Cap was a Hydra agent all along. And it's like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah.
That is literally the antithesis of his character. Why did you do this? Like,
At least when like Batman's like, oh, Batman is the Joker. Sorry. Go on with that.
go on. You were saying,
It just like it says we have thrown out the old canon and we're doing. This is a new universe. Get over it.
yeah, and that's what I like. Whereas Marvel is like, well, we gotta change. Maybe Odin or Thor becomes a woman. It's like, okay, that makes sense.
It wasn't. Here's the thing. It wasn't the same Thor that we're used to seeing. It was Jane Foster.
Yeah.
And they got off on a technicality of saying the hammer gives you the power of Thor. Well, who's Thor? Why should we care? Well, Thor was the son of Odin. Great. But the power is also on the hammer.
Right. He gains the power of Thor. Alright, cool.
So does Thor. I mean, let's remember when Thor was a frog. Throg.
Throg?
I'm serious.
I was...
Yeah.
I wasn't doubting you. I was laughing.
Yeah.
A Throg. Okay, what else we got?
Hearthstone director Ben Brode leaving Blizzard to start a new company.
Do you think that's a good idea?
I'm all in favor of people leaving things if they want to and start new things. I mean, realistically, Hearthstone is where it's going to be. Like, it's not going to go any drastic new places. It's a card game. You aren't going to change the rules and change the card game.
Right, you can change the meta by adding new cards, new decks, yeah.
But once the card game is designed, the card game's designed.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, no matter how many other rules they've added, the Pokemon card game is still a Pokemon game.
Yeah, and you can't stay attached to that as a whole.
Yeah.
Forever, because otherwise you're just gonna be there forever.
Yeah, so good for him on, going to a new company.
He did what he felt like he needed to.
He helped design Hearthstone.
Yeah.
That on a resume, you get a job anywhere.
Well, I mean, pretty much. I mean, look at how much, and in and of itself, Hearthstone is not a new game.
No.
Hearthstone is Magic, or is Warcraft themed Magic the Gathering. Which,
basically, yeah.
Not taking. Let me be very clear. I'm not taking anything away from Magic the Gathering. I'm saying it's Warcraft's version of Magic the Gathering, which is okay.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's 100% fine.
Yeah, so I was like, alright, cool. You're not, like you said, you're not gaining anything. You're not changing the game.
No.
So if you want to go and create something new, you need to leave. Joe says, I was reading an interesting article earlier today about how changing the gender of traditionally male characters can make something really novel, or some other stuff I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Mainly, it's a lot harder to compare a woman actress to a previous performance by a male actress. Use the example of new Dr. Smith from Lost in Space and Starbuck and Boomer from Battlestar Galactica. And you can read that as well, though, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 100% on board with Starbuck and Boomer from Battlestar Galactica.
100%. Here's the thing. And here's why. Here's what I think the issue is. It is the people, the lovely, lovely people, who are attached to the characters and are not willing to see these characters change.
Yeah.
So, there are some characters that I fundamentally believe that should, for the most part, kind of remain the way they are.
Here's my take on this. As long as there's a reasonable explanation of why it happens, like if Superman were to be, a woman, that's fine. I'm 100% on board with that. Heck yeah. As long as there's a reason. And if that reason is even as simple as, oh, it's a new universe, we can do whatever we want with this one. Yeah, that is 100% a plausible universe. You take Superman from the Smallville universe and have him hit with a meteorite, and it suddenly changes the gender. It's just like, okay, that's not a great reason, but okay, I'm okay with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't care. A good actor is going to be a good actor. A bad actor is going to be a bad actor. I would be 100% on board with Gal Gadot playing Superman. I would be not on board if Amy Schumer was playing Superman.
100% agree with you there.
It just depends upon the actor.
And I think the other thing is the reasoning. There are a lot of times that they change actors and actresses because of, let's say, political reasons. Like, in a weird way, by changing genders for a comic, by changing races for a comic, for political inclusion, it basically dumbs down, for me, and this is maybe controversial, it dumbs down the character as a whole.
I mean, who was it? I forget who it was, but I seen it on Twitter. I think it was a comic book writer. It was a black guy. And he's like, okay, Peter Parker is a white kid. He's always been a white kid and should always be a white kid. Why do we have to clamor for Black Peter Parker? We already have Miles Morales, who is an awesome Spider-Man.
100% agree.
So if they just say, oh, we're changing this just to change it because we want to be politically correct, you are helping no one.
It's basically saying we can't figure out how to make a better character that fits this character, this actress. Joe says, Jennifer Lawrence, I think, would make a better Superman. I feel like she would show the physical clumsiness of Clark Kent. Well, as much as I adore Jennifer Lawrence, I am about tired of seeing her in every movie.
I'm kind of with you there, but it's completely right. She'd be a good Clark Kent.
I think there's a better Clark Kent.
Who's that?
Either Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
Or who's the other one I was thinking of? Was not Aubrey Plaza. Oh, I can't.
Either way, but like, when you change a character just to meet your, for lack of better words, quota and trend, that's dumb. Create a new character. Like, I want to say, when was Static Shock created?
90s. No, yeah, 90s. Like, I loved Static Shock. And if they reintroduced Static Shock, I have a strong feeling that it would do well.
Static Shock, it originally was created in 93.
Nice.
In Static #1. So, I mean, just create a hero. Make them lovable. Make them Miles Morales, not Peter Parker.
Right. Make them
stand on their own two legs. Make them a good character.
Yeah, that's how it ultimately was getting at. It's like, by taking an already loved character and just changing it up for the sake of diversity, political correctness, whatever you want to call it. I think that actually as a whole weakens the stance, because it's like, well, we're taking a character that was already created and we're just changing it just a little bit for no apparent reason other than this. It's like, hey, make a new character. Make them stand on their own. Give them the power to do it.
But then you have, like, Boomer and Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica. They reinvented the entire world and made it work. They didn't, like, pluck the 70s Battlestar Galactica and be like, and finger-waving, Starbuck and Boomer are not dudes.
Yeah.
There's like, here's a brand new world. Boomer and Starbuck are and always have been women. Get over it. And I love that series. It's a great series.
Oh, I need to go back and re-watch it.
Oh, yeah. And the people who are like, oh, but that's not Boomer and Starbuck. Yeah, it is. Like, I understand that's not what you grew up with, but let these characters tell the story they're in. They're not retelling the old story. They're telling a new story.
Right. That's kind of my thought of, like, tell a new story.
Tell a new story. You can use the same name, same character, same basic plot structure. Tell me a new story. You know?
Yeah. I mean, if you just go, yep, they are, and move on, that's great.
But if you make this big show of like, oh, look how awesome these are, it's like, you're not really helping, are you? It's kind of like, what was it? Sonic Boom, the cartoon. Amy does something, she's like at bat or something like that.
Playing
like,
soccer.
Playing soccer. And she's like, it's time for the young girl to break the glass ceiling. And Knuckles is like, yeah, but by calling attention to the glass ceiling, you're not doing it on your own merit. And he just says something, he goes, what? Just because I'm a meathead doesn't mean I'm not a feminist.
Yeah. It's kind of... It's a good point, though.
Yeah.
I was like, Sonic.
All right, let's move on. We're at an hour.
Nice. What else you got? You got the docket in front of you. I've got Skyrim
Yes.
in front of me.
My Hero Academia is coming to Toonami. Do you care?
I don't have Toonami, so yes, but no. And here's why. Yes, because it will bring it in front of more eyes, but no, because I don't have it. Nor do I even need it at this point.
Right.
If we're being honest, I have Hulu on, which it is on Hulu.
Yep.
And Crunchyroll.
And in other news, you broke 50 followers on Twitch.
I did. Thank you.
I'm currently seeing, and I'm reloading it right now. You are currently sitting at 55 followers.
Nice.
So,
go ahead.
You're on the path to affiliate, aren't you?
Yes, I am working on becoming a Twitch affiliate.
Yes. What steps are left, and how can we help?
Well, actually, I need average viewers of 3 over 30 days.
Yes.
So basically, it's just when I stream, even if you can't chat, lurking always helps. Like, just sit. A lot of what I do sometimes, is, even when I'm going to bed, is I'll turn on a stream. I might turn on a small stream of somebody that I am trying to help support. Or sometimes, lately, because of the speedrunning season, I'll load some speed runs, and I'll just go to bed, listen to it.
Oh yeah, I do the same thing.
Even when the season is over for speedrunning, I'll switch over to smaller streams. But, yeah, that actually really helps those who are wanting to get on that road of becoming a Twitch affiliate.
And once you cross that Twitch affiliate, doesn't it become easier to get noticed?
Yeah, a little bit. And it's one of those things of people are able to more concisely support you. And what I mean by that is, and it's gonna be one of those like, but So what happens is with Twitch affiliate, people can subscribe and donate bits.
Yes.
So basically, what that means is subscribing is basically you're basically saying, "Hey, I want to support your streaming efforts." So they agree to, I think it's like $5.99 a month or something.
Well, that's for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, true. Which a lot of people have Amazon Prime nowadays, so you get it for free.
Yeah.
If you have Amazon Prime, you are able to subscribe to someone, and I think
Yes.
wholeheartedly should.
Especially if you watch them multiple. Like, I'll tell you, my first subscription was Jax, one of our friends.
Yeah, 100%. That's same here.
And so it was just like, okay, this is a no-brainer. I was like, oh, should I use on like Hyper RPG where they do this? No, Jax announced that he got subscribers affiliated, and like that evening, I was like, oh, I was his first subscriber, so at least I hope.
They do. They do need to be watching live. Joe asks, "One or do viewers need to be watching you live, or if they watch the video after it's posted, will that count towards your average requirements?" It is live.
Yes.
So just by like loading it up and leaving it on your phone when you go for, when you at home, that sort of thing. That actually really helps.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those like it's so easy to do such thing. Like, you don't have to sit there and watch it. Honestly.
Yeah, it would be fun. It would be awesome if you did, and
Yeah.
I would love it, and we can chat and everything like we're doing now. Normally, I have Twitch panels up that you can see chat and everything. Well, most people can. But yeah, it's really a fun. It's fun. Yeah. Like getting to chat with the community. It's a lot of fun that you normally can't get with just playing a game, and that's it.
Oh yeah. I mean, plus the fact that like this is something that it's content creation.
Do you know if there's a time watched factor, like how long the viewer keeps the stream open? I don't know about that, and I don't want to
guesstimate on that.
No, it's a big thing to guesstimate about. I think it's just one of those, like, just kind of. The answer is I don't know.
And even if you can't, like,
yeah, and
sit there and watch it, it's always like retweeting things, liking things. It bumps it up on social media. So, I mean, that's just as important as, like, oh, I'm going to watch the stream. It's like, oh, I'm actually going to, retweet this, tweet something out, do something, because, like, let's see. If we had a friend, let's say Jax, use Jax as an example. He's like, oh, I'm tweeting, I'm going out live, but he puts on Twitter. Let's say I can't watch it. And a lot of times I can't because I'm leaving work time.
Yeah.
Retweet it. If it's something you want to see someone like that succeed, it's just retweeting it and thinking, okay, what if this was my project? This is something that I'm working on.
Thank you, and I love you too.
But, like, if it's one of those, if this were my project, I would want someone to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been one of those, like, I've had a lot of good support, like, with Joannis, with you, with Sam. I've had a lot of people able to help support.
Yeah.
You know, like just say following it. It's a small thing, but it's so important. By tuning in and watching, it's really important. And I'm not just saying that because it's what I'm doing. It's something that I believe wholeheartedly. Like,
If you're if you're a writer, you want people to read your stuff. If you're a painter, you want someone to see your stuff. It's taking the care of saying, okay, this is someone I have in my life actively.
Yeah.
I want to support them. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but I will support. Like, Kelly, she doesn't fully 100% get what we're doing, but she's like, I will support you because I know it's what you want to do. You take joy in it. I don't fully understand it. I don't know really why you find it so entertaining to sit there and watch speed running all night long, or why you do this, why you do that. But I will support.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It really is something, and I think that's one of those things of we're in an amazing era of creators and creation.
Yeah.
You probably know someone who is doing something creative, whether they're doing art with drawing, art with music, or digital design. You probably know someone that's doing it, and liking
supporting
their stuff,
is so easy.
Yeah, supporting is really, it really is easy, but it's easy, but it's hard.
Yes,
because it takes thought. It's not just okay. You have to think.
For lack of better words, it gets you out of the selfish barrier. How does this impact me? Oh, it doesn't. Retweeting it does not impact you in the slightest. It does not push your goals forward, your personal goals.
Yeah.
Me retweeting, let's say Bob, it pushes my goals nowhere. It is 0 on push factor, but it is theirs. And if Bob is important in my life, I feel like, I should at least try to help.
Yeah.
Because this is something he wants to do.
No.
And like I said, Bob's important in my life. Now, however, let's say Bob's not important in my life. Okay, I don't really have to tweet it out. That's fine.
Yeah, and that's... I want to be very clear. Hey, I'm not being oh, support me or whatever. Do you, man. Do you.
Yeah.
That's my... I'm just speaking my belief. I'm not support me.
And I'm 100% I'm especially I play on Twitter and Instagram a lot. If you are someone who does this, go ahead and tweet me. Go ahead and Instagram me. I will go ahead and like your stuff on Instagram. I follow a wide variety of people on Instagram.
Oh,
Twitter.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
If I like your stuff, I'm gonna tweet it out. I'm gonna retweet it. I'm going to like it. I'm going to share it. I'm going to send it to the group Discord and be like, "Ha, check this out."
Exactly. That's where it's at. Is group collaboration.
Yeah.
So, just a thought.
Yeah.
So, thank you for saying that, Doug. It does. It means a lot because it's been a.
Well, I know it's been your goal to stream and Twitch things for a long time, and to be able to do that and say, I have 50 followers and I have one more step to becoming an affiliate.
Yeah.
To be sponsored, pretty much sponsored by Twitch. That's important.
That's amazing.
That's massive.
It's been a fun journey. There's been a lot of people that I've supported and watched their streams, tweeted at them, followed them on Twitch. There's a lot of things that I personally have done that I'm the community. That's the biggest thing is community. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think it's time to wrap it up.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, including my lovely wife, as always. Thank you for supporting me, and on a lesser level, but still just as important, Doug.
Thanks.
Well, she's my wife, you know. I get to say that. Yeah. Anyway, until next week, have a good one.
See ya.